All right, the Pawmot event is here, and as is tradition on this channel, let's break down the deck that you can play without playing the game to, get all you need from the event. Okay, here's the deck list. We have 2 Riolu, 2 Onyx, 2 Lucario, 2 Potion, 2 Pokeball, 2 Giant Cape, 2 Rocky Helmet, 2 Professor's Research, 2 Brock, and 2 Pokemon Center Lady. Now, I am currently 9 wins, 1 loss on Expert, not including all the wins from the previous difficulties, but let's get into this, see if we can make that winning streak even better. Yeah, let's just get into the games. Okay, as always, we're gonna hit Expert, we're gonna scroll, wait, what am I doing? Pawmot event, Expert, Auto, and then let's set the deck real quick. Why is it not set up? Okay, all right, we're all set. let's go ahead and hop into a game. And then while it does its thing, we're just going to go ahead and talk about why the deck is so good, why it's more advantageous to use this deck than other decks, and so on and so forth. So first off, good morning. I woke up bright and early to play test this morning. There are a couple things that I'm not a big fan of when it comes to this deck, but it still does the job. The unfortunate thing is that the AI is just so... it's unnecessarily stupid at times. And the reason I say that is, like, there are games where they lead Pikachu and you lead Riolu. And you'd think, advantageously, you would use Riolu to deal 40 damage and then drop the Lucario and do 80 for the 120 before they can use their Thunderbolt, if you have the energy advantage. The deck doesn't like to do that. It doesn't like to do that. For some reason, if it leads Riolu, it wants to build up anything on the bench first. So there are a couple of things with the deck that are very flawed, and it may lead to a loss every now and then, but even when those flawed things happen, for me, I've only lost once. If we're including all of the initial difficulties to get up to Expert, the only time that I lost was once in Expert. I didn't lose anything else. So the record's like 13 or 14-1 if you want to include all the previous difficulties. I just don't count those because, let's be honest, those are quite easy. The reason why this deck is so good is 1, Lucario buffs your Onyx, 2, your Onyx is buffed by the weaknesses of your opponent, the Pawmot deck right now, and with Brock, you have the potential to have Onyx set up by turn 2. It's just really good. And how it typically goes is they spend the entire game building up their board state with their Pachirisu. Pachirisu takes damage from Onyx's Rocky Helmet, and you just set up the bench while this Onyx takes hits. And that's basically it. The weird thing about this deck is that sometimes it actually happened like once or twice. And surprisingly, this was the only game that we lost, is when it did this. So hopefully it doesn't do it again today. Actually, we may lose this one. We may lose this. The reason I say that is because they are very much so set up right now, and we are not. But one of the weird things that happened with this deck is that the Onyx was fully set up, 3 energies. The Pawmot was about to die. It chose not to attack, and then the next turn, the Pawmot killed and then just rammed from there. So super unfortunate things do happen. It is quite unfortunate, but hopefully the first game here will be one of the better outcomes to show you guys. I think what it's gonna do... Why isn't it setting up the Lucario now? Maybe it knows that it's gonna draw into a Brock on this next turn. I really hope that it does think it's gonna draw into a Brock on this next turn. And even if it does, it doesn't matter because they're just gonna switch into the Pachirisu and ramp up one of their benched mons. I have mixed feelings about the deck, and it does perform, but it makes my brain just scramble. We did draw the Brock, which is really good, but we're not going to be able to do anything other than take out this Pachirisu. The only thing that would work out in our advantage is if it were to go into the weaker Pikachu, which it didn't. So our Onyx is just about to get completely destroyed by this Pikachu. The only upside that we have is that they do not have any other Pachirisu, and their board state is going to be completely nullified after this. So if we lead Lucario next, maybe there's a chance. Nope, we're going to go Riolu. Are we going to draw into a Lucario? No. I don't know how this one's going to go. If I'm being honest, our first game may be the second loss that this one has ever seen. Maybe it's not, though. Let's see. maybe they stay in and the Pikachu just dies and we win. Do they not have an X speed? So they don't have an X speed, but they didn't heal either. So we are gonna evolve here, and I think we just win. So that's kind of perfect. It's surprising. It surprised me. I won't lie. It surprised me, but we came out on top, and you know, I'll take it. So I feel like I didn't explain anything in this game. But the reason the deck works so well is basically just because Lucario and Onix pair really well together. It's quick damage if you get Brock off, and then the plus side of the deck as well is it doesn't run any EXs. So your opponent, the AI, the Pawmot deck, it has to take out 3 Pokemon, which typically speaking, it's going to try to use the Pikachu to do so because it has the biggest damage output. And just like normal, we're not going to do any cuts. We're not going to do any of that. I'm just going to show you full on what the deck does, how it does it, so on and so forth. But yeah, kind of interesting if you ask me. The deck is pretty straightforward. Sometimes it shocks you, sometimes it makes misplays and then still makes up for it eventually. I don't really know why it plays the way that it does, but the only thing that I can suspect, the only thing that I can take away from this and like the reasonings as to why it does certain things is the fact that it knows what cards are coming at what point. That's the only way that like any of the deck can justify anything that it does, because it feels like the only time it makes a misplay is if something better comes the next turn. So if it decides to, like, let's say we're down 2 points and they kill a Pokemon, so that's their second point that they claimed. Instead of going into a Riolu that could guarantee the kill, it'll go into an Onix. And you're like, well, why did it go into the Onix if it's not set up? And then you draw into a Brock and it's like, okay, well now it's set up and it can go for the kill. Ironically enough, I just drew a Brock, so that's kind of funny. But that's what I mean. It's like it does things that doesn't make sense, right? It's and I feel like it's genuinely just because it's AI. And the AI knows what's coming next as opposed to not knowing. Now, what I'm really hoping this one does, is that this happened in one of the other games as well. Onix out front, okay, you're not doing it right, but maybe it knows something that I don't. The Onix that stays up front takes hits from the Pachirisu while Pachirisu sets up the board. Pachirisu takes 20 damage every turn, we take 10 damage every turn because of the Rocky Helmet. Now, the way that it's set up, it doesn't really matter. So next turn, I hope it just goes for Land Crush and kills the Pachirisu so we can at least be 1 point ahead. I'm really hoping that it does and that we don't drop an energy on the board elsewhere. Okay, thank you. This way, we're down 1 point, and then Pikachu can come in on the next turn and we just kill it. This will be a very, very easy, brief game 2, I can imagine. Because what'll happen is this Pikachu will come in, it'll kill our Onix, and then the next turn, this Lucario is going to come in, but because of the Rocky Helmet, it's going to be dropped down to 100 HP. The Lucario is going to be able to hit for 100, and then that'll be GG's. The only thing that could ruin this anymore is if the next turn it decides to put an energy on the other Lucario that doesn't have anything. That would really suck. And that would be yet another example of how the deck decides to randomly throw for no reason. So hopefully that isn't the case and it just goes into the second one. Okay, it does. Now on this turn, if it can go ahead and attach the energy to the active Pokemon, that would be incredible. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, we're going to do the cape first. We're going to play an Onix for some reason. Okay, there we go. Game 2 locked and loaded. That one was pretty straightforward. This is typically how the games go, is they try to ramp up one Pikachu fast while we kill one other thing. And then by the time the Pikachu does something, it's taken damage and we can just come through and kill it with one hit from something else. So that's typically how that happens. Let's go ahead and get into game 3. At least I think it's game 3. Honestly, it might even be game 4. I don't know. But let's go ahead and do that real quick. And then I am going to have to get more energies, but or more whatever the little point shard things are to do extra games. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. But so as of right now, I think the deck stands 11-1. I think that's the win-loss ratio at the current moment in time. I've only lost one game with this deck so far. Some of them have been very close, as you saw in that first match, but hopefully you guys are enjoying this kind of content. I do like the fact that I get to make these videos at least once a month. They only do the event once a month, so it kind of makes sense that I can't make the videos otherwise. These are my favorite videos to make. The other kind of stuff, like I've been enjoying competitive and I enjoy like the casual sense and like going over deck lists like that. But like I say, I think I said it in the last video, these are like, this is like my bread and butter when it comes to the Pokemon TCGP. I don't know if it's because I'm lazy. I don't know if it's because I like strategizing to be, I don't know if it's because I like to play smarter, not harder, as that saying goes. So I don't know if it's any of that kind of stuff. If I just like, I like the work to set up something to do the work for me. But I genuinely just enjoy this style of gameplay so much. Now, it's probably going to use Brock on the Onyx and then the energy on the Riolu. Okay, yeah. It didn't attach any Rocky helmets, though, which is kind of interesting. We did take out the Pachirisu early on, so this game is going to have a different outlook on... This is interesting. What could be really cool here is if I draw into... Oh, well, this part isn't very cool. I forget, do they have one energy or no energy? They had one energy, so that's good. That's good for me, I guess. We do draw the Lucario. Now, the unfortunate thing is it's going to put it on the active slot, and then that one is going to die eventually, which is... I wish it prioritized, like... It makes sense, put it on the active to do more damage, but at the same time, if you do that, it's going to die faster. I really wish that it would, like, prioritize placements of certain cards at certain times. It doesn't make sense to me why it doesn't. Like, the Lucario probably should have hit the bench as opposed to the active slot, but it hit the active slot instead of the bench. At this point, I'm not really complaining though, because we are able to like fully set up our board. So I am in no position to complain or anything. The good thing about this current setup right now is the Pawmot's going to come out, it's going to do 70, it's not going to kill, and then we can come in and do 80 and kill it unless it heals. And even if it does heal, we can just retreat into Onyx and deal 90 damage with the Land Crush, and if we draw another Lucario, we can deal 110. So all in all, I feel like the position that we're in is good. We'll go ahead and kill it here with the Lucario, unless it plays incorrectly, which I don't think it will, but... You never know. I mean, I guess there is no incorrect play here. It could either kill it with that or retreat into Onyx and do 90. So either way, that's a 3-0 sweep. Let's go ahead and finish this one up and we'll get into the next game. I'm going to have to get more of those energies though, which I think I still have a couple more in reserve from all of the earlier levels that I had to play, which that was something that I thought was really cool this time. Unless it was just like my exhaustion getting to me, I feel like they guaranteed you a promo pack for the first time you took on one of the levels. So like as an example, if you were to, let's do custom select real quick. Actually, let's just do full. I'm not going to do all of these because that's just a lot. But is this expert? Did I select expert? I don't know if I did, but I did now. One of the things I do like about this event is I think they changed it. I don't remember it doing it last time, or maybe it's just my exhaustion, so I thought it happened, but it didn't really happen. I feel like, because I will be honest, when I woke up this morning, I woke up at like 6, and I already had the deck pre-made, and I tested it against like the Pikachu EX solo that you could do, and it would win against that relatively frequently, not as frequent as this, but if I'm being honest, this deck is way weaker than the expert level Pikachu EX deck from the normal solo events. So I figured that if it was able to beat the regular one, that it could beat this Pawmot event fairly easily. So I woke up at like 6 in the morning today, and I just threw all these on auto, and they played through the lower events, and I just like went back to sleep in between each game. So I don't know if it was like my exhaustion saying that it happened, or if it actually did happen, but the initial playthroughs of like the beginner, intermediate, expert, difficult, whatever like the actual difficulties are called, they guaranteed you a promo pack, which I thought was really cool, because up until this event, it was a chance. It was always a chance. There was no guarantee that you got any packs for finishing any of the levels. At least I don't think they were. And if it was that way, I don't remember it being that way. So if I'm wrong, just, you know, don't roast me too hard in the comments. It's early in the morning and I'm pretty tired, but I just thought that was cool that it guaranteed some promo packs. We'll finish off today's video by opening them up. I haven't opened any of them. So I think we'll go ahead and do maybe this one and one more depending on how fast they go, because I do have to sign into work really quick. It is pretty early in the morning. I have about a half hour until I have to sign into work. So depending on how fast we can get through these, we'll open up the packs in this video. And if not, then, oops, I don't know. We'll try to get to it though. So without further ado, we'll continue the gameplay. I don't really know what I'm saying anymore. The Pikachu EX is unfortunately set up. Maybe we lose this one. I don't think we will though, because the board state is completely just not set up after this. They are going to have a Pachirisu that can come in. So the only thing that could save us at this current moment in time is if we draw a Brock right here. If we draw a Brock, we're pretty set. Drawing a Brock here would pretty much solidify the win for us. And the reason I say that is because we're already 1 point ahead. Okay, we didn't draw a Brock. Actually, it isn't that detrimental that we don't have a Brock just yet. It is kind of unfortunate, but it isn't detrimental to us. We do need... They only have 1 point, so that means that there's another Onyx and there's another Riolu in our deck somewhere. There's the second Onyx. Let's go ahead and set up the current active one, though, instead of putting it on the bench. Okay, they didn't retreat out either, which is interesting. Why didn't they retreat onto the Pachirisu? They normally do. That's kind of bizarre. The only thing that I could say is they probably didn't because they didn't have an X speed in their hand. But even then, that's weird because they almost always have an X speed when they need one. And well, there it is. There's the X speed. They're gonna throw the Pachirisu out probably, and then set up the board state to bring that Pikachu in on this next turn. I think we're still fine. Especially because we're gonna kill this Pachirisu right now. So their second Pikachu is completely not set up. This Pikachu on the right is going to come in. The only thing that could like 100% guarantee the win is if we draw Brock on the next turn and we can kill this Pikachu while it's active. I feel like we'll still be okay either way, because I think we killed both of their Pachirisus by now, so they don't have any other way to ramp, which is good for us, obviously. The Onyx is going to come in. They're going to take 20 damage from this, so... Hopefully we draw into a Brock here. I don't think we used both of them. I think we only used one of them, if that. I don't even know, actually. Yeah, we only used one. So we could technically draw into a Brock here and just win. We don't, though. So I think we're still fine. Like I said, the only thing that could save them is if they have an X speed, and I don't know if they did use both of them, so they don't have any more X speeds, which is really good. So they're either gonna keep the Pikachu out and just risk the L, or... Oh, this is really bad. I really wish we didn't draw this Riolu. Damn it. I hate that. I hate that so much. I really wish that this AI wouldn't do what it just did. I hate that so much. Please do not set up the Lucario. Please don't. God, why, dude? Like, the only thing that I can guess now is that the AI is hoping that it's drawing into Brock on the next turn. Because we need to draw into Brock now in order to kill. Because if we don't kill it here, we lose. Okay. Alright, well, that was fun. I guess this is the first L of the video. That really, really sucks. Oh, and we're setting up the Lucario even more. This is what I mean by the AI is just unpredictable. There is no reason for us to have lost this game here. Literally zero reason. Absolutely no reason for us to have... And if you want to, when you guys play this game, if this kind of stuff happens, you take control. I'm specifically showing you how this deck plays as an auto deck. So there's an L. Quite unfortunate that something that stupid just broke our win streak. Let's do one more game, just because that's typically how we do these auto deck functionalities, is that we do five games in full. And I think this will be game number 5. That's really disheartening. It's like really, I don't even think, maybe we'll open up the packs on camera. I don't know. It depends on how fast this game goes, but like, that's just super defeating. I really hate that. I like genuinely really hate that. That's so stupid. Like, that kind of stuff is what aggravates me. Like, why would it continue to set up the bench if we're going to lose? I understand setting up the bench if you're trying to be advantageous on something and like make shit happen, but there was absolutely no reason to do that. There literally, like, actually no reason to do that. So I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. It probably never will. But let's see if we can be more advantageous in this one. Oh, we're gonna set up the Riolu on the bench. I sure hope that we don't draw into a Lucario and set up the Lucario on the bench before the active slot, because we currently have a Brock in our hands. We could have had the energy advantage on the Onix by just playing the Brock. Oh, we have 2 Brocks now, so we're going to be fully set up by the next turn. And you go for the Pokemon. You go for the Professor's Research. Why on earth would you go for the Professor's Research? I really hope they don't retreat this Onix or this Pikachu here. I really hope they keep this Pikachu in. You're setting up the bench. Oh my God. This is unreal. This is genuinely unreal. And now they're gonna set up the fucking Pikachu, dude. I'm sorry for swearing. It's really early and I'm really annoyed by this deck now. It is just, I don't understand how it's possible for the AI to simultaneously be like prophetic in its, oh my God, we're gonna draw this right now, we'll do this instead and it'll be advantageous, and then make such an egregious mistake for literally no reason. We could have been able to deal 90 damage to their Pikachu within the first turn, and now that it doesn't really matter, you're gonna waste another Brock setting up an Onix that doesn't need to be set up. What is the point? You should have played the other Onix and used it on that Onix. I hope you guys are enjoying this, and I'm sorry that we didn't have such a good win streak in the video. I'll show you the amount of packs that I have. I can prove to you guys that it has won a number of times. That was the only other loss than one time at the beginning of testing. That is really disheartening to see. And now the only thing that I think that could like salvage this game right now is if I draw into a Lucario right now. That is the only thing that can save this for us right now. I need to draw into Lucario, which we didn't. So let's go ahead and deal a measly 20 or 40 damage, I guess, to the active Pikachu. And then just hope that this next turn we draw into a Professor's Research, which I don't think we can because we used both of them already. That's just that actually just bothers me so much. And now they're gonna retreat out into the other Pachirisu and they're gonna ramp again, which is just phenomenal. So I need to draw into Lucario now. I need Lucario to hit my hand expeditiously so I can kill this Pachirisu right now, so that I can lose when they throw their other Pikachu out into the active slot. Perfect. Oh, thank you so much for giving me the Lucario. Thank you for evolving the active slot, and thank you for killing this Pachirisu so that the Pikachu can come in on the next turn and kill me for no reason, because you're doing things incorrectly. Now, what I will say is we are 1 point up, and they need to kill 2 more Mons, and all we have to do is kill 1. So, assuming that on this next turn, we go into the Onix, we draw into Lucario, and we don't put the energy onto Lucario, and we kill it with the Onix, we'll be good. Because this will take them down. Actually, it won't, because they're only out at 120 and we'll do at most 110. So we don't win on this next turn anyway. The good thing for us, though, is that they're not set up to do anything else for the meantime. We're going to go into the Onix, like I said. Actually, please don't draw Lucario here. Thank you. The only way that we would have been able to do anything with Onix is if we didn't draw into Lucario. I would much rather not draw into Lucario and just guarantee damage off of this Onix for this turn than draw into Lucario and have it not happen. So we drew Rocky Helmet, we didn't draw Lucario, it doesn't matter, we're set up, it's gonna die, we win. So 4 out of 5 games today. 4 out of 5 games today, and so many misplays by the AI, but hopefully that shows you guys that the deck is pretty good for autoing the event. Like I said, I think my current win ratio right now is like 13-2. I think that's like what the math's out to be. I think I have time to crack open these packs before I start work, so let's go ahead and crack them open real quick, and then that'll be it for the video. Okay, just so you guys can see, these are all the packs that I have so far, and a couple of claims that I haven't done for rewards from battles, but let's go ahead and just get into these packs real quick. Sorry if I'm out of breath, I just ran upstairs and downstairs. I like turned on my work computer. Okay, there's an Ekans, Poison Sting. It's now poisoned, pretty good. Haven't gotten any of these yet, but anyway, I'm like rushing to get ready to start work today, so let's just go ahead and see if we can't get through these real quick. Gotta skip through all of these animations that we don't need to see. I really wish that they fix how you're able to claim all of them. It sucks that you're not able to, but okay, we got another Ekans. Love that. So many repeats I bet we're gonna see. So many repeats. Okay. Let's claim the next one. Oh, there's the Machamp. Okay, cool. So it's basically just the one from Shining Revelry, just a reskin. Pokemon has 2 extra energies. It does 50 more damage, so it's basically just like the fighting type Lapras. Love to see that. All right, let's see what this next one is. Honestly, I think just getting the Pawmot is like the only thing that I'm truly after. I will say though, the Floatzel that is in this set that maybe we'll see as I open them, but the Floatzel that's in this one I think is better than the one that comes from the regular pack, because it does have a different ability. So this one is Attack the Wound. It's 10 plus. If the active Pokemon has damage on it, it does 60 more damage, which is kind of funny because it pairs well with the other Floatzel. So you can use the other Floatzel to hit for 30 damage and then this one to hit for 70, which is pretty cool because the other one is 30 damage, I think, or 20 damage to any Pokemon, whether it's active or benched. So we're actually getting pretty decent pulls right now. We've got 3 of the 5. Let's see if we can't get the other one that we need and the full art. I actually don't remember what the other one is though. What's the other card aside from the Pawmot full art? I don't know. I guess we'll see. Or maybe we won't. Maybe this will be like the other event where I just never... Oh, there it is. It's Bidoof. Okay, cool. I kind of like the other Bidoof anymore, or more anyways, the Super Fang one. I feel like Super Fang Bidoof is an underutilized card. I feel like that card is so good. Maybe that's just me, but I genuinely, I just feel like that card is incredible. So we're gonna just rapid fire through these packs. Like I said, I wish you could just claim all. It's really dumb that you can't, but... Oh, there we go. There's one of the full art Pawmots. It's weird that we didn't have the like sparkle animation, but there it is. All right, we've collected all of the cards. Let's continue to opening and see if we can't get the remainder of the ones that we need. We have 2 Floatzels and 2 Ekans so far. We need at least 1 more of those so that I can get the at least 1 gold sparkle, which, knowing me, I'm probably gonna abuse this events just like long term and get as many as I can, which is so stupid to me because like, okay, so long story short, the first event that I did, which was the Lapras one, which is the first event that they did, I went absolutely stupid on that event. And I spent money to get more energies, to do more, to open up more packs, to have all these things. Because I was like, you know what, maybe down the line, I'll be able to trade them to friends that started playing late, that didn't have access to the promos and all that kind of stuff. And they've locked promos from being traded, which it's I don't know. It's really dumb to me that, like, as an example, there are literally exclusive cards to these events, which I guess in like long term, they can release them in different sets. But like the Mankey that you got out of the first promo pack, it is so good and you cannot get it anymore. You just can't get it anymore. To me, that's just, it's pretty dumb that you can't just, I don't know. I think it's cool that they restrict certain cards behind events like that, but it also is really dumb to me that you can't trade them. I understand if you want to make them like a higher value trade, like treat them like an EX or something, so you have to spend points to get them. I understand maybe doing that, but completely just turning off trades with that card, I don't know. To me, that is just, it's kind of stupid. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. I'm kind of just ranting at this point. There we go. Second Pawmot. All right. I don't know how many packs we have left, but I'm essentially done with this event already, which is kind of incredible. We're only 1 day into it, and we still have like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more packs. Kind of crazy. Maybe we can just blitz through the remainder of these within the next couple of minutes. And there's another Ekans. Now, like I said, I'll probably have this event running on auto because I do like getting like all of the flares and all of the battle effects and all that kind of stuff on these cards. So I'll probably just continue doing these until I have all of the effects that I want on all these cards, because that's what I do for the majority of them, if not just like max out all of the effects and all of the visuals. But yeah, all in all, I like the event. The deck that I built, I think, does enough. I think it does its job. Like I said, out of like 15 games or whatever, it only lost 2, which is a pretty good win ratio. It's not like idealistic by any means, but it's essentially like, it's a little above 80%, I think. Is that what the math works out to be? 13 out of 15? I mean, 3 out of 5 is 3 out of 5 is what, 60%? So if it's 100%, 100%, and 60%, what does that average out to? That's 260 divided by 3. Is that math? 80%? I don't know. It's too early for me to brain. That's probably incredibly incorrect mathematics. But I think it's somewhere around 80 or 90%. So take that with a grain of salt. But the deck works. It's indisputable. It's stupid at times. That is very true. But it definitely does work. So there's that. Let's see if we can't get one more full art Pawmot. There it is. All right, cool. I'll take that. Now all I need is one more of these, and I'm basically set. I don't really need anything else, I don't think. The only thing that would make it stupid, I actually don't remember if I'm able to just get whatever flare I want, or if I have to run up like the different levels of promos to get to the point. Oh, I think that's our second Machamp, so I definitely have 2 of each card now. This has definitely gone better for me than the last event. Last event, I had to open up like 40 packs until I had a Cherim, which is the dumbest thing ever. Just by the way, dumbest thing ever to happen, to have to open up 40 packs to get a common. But that'll be the last pack, so let's go ahead and wrap up the video there. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comment section down below if the deck worked wonders for you as well. Like I said, I'm basically done with the event already, and it's only been out for like 8 or so hours, a little bit less than that, probably more like 6. So yeah, like if you do, sub if you're new, but I'm out. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.